The Black Brunch Club. Yeah, no, I like the Black Brunch Club. Like, it's cool how it's over. We don't do it anymore. Like, or a lot of people are saying we shouldn't do it anymore. We don't invite people to the cookout anymore.
Yeah,
and then that's a big metaphorical thing. But like, I feel like with our brunch, it's like there's actual invites to a Black event.
Ryan, wait. So why? I said a joke to you. Are we inviting so and so to the cookout? And you're like, we ain't. The cookout's dead. What happened?
Cookout is dead. It's just this. People got too comfortable. People wanted
people?
it.
People that we invited?
But obviously, white people. There's just people you say that type of thing to, and they're just like, hell yeah about it, and they're just like super into it. You might joke around. I joked around once and gave a dude a honorary black card like years ago, just like fucking around with. I printed it out, I laminated it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just told some people like, I got these, and if I feel you're worthy, you could do it. And this nigga made some good ribs, and I gave him one.
Right.
And I can't even say this nigga. This white dude made some good ribs, and I gave him one. And I told her this is a joke. And then he said nigga, and then it wasn't a joke anymore. You know?
Why do you think it's so difficult for white people to just act normal around people like Black people specifically? Why is that so difficult for them?
It's ingrained. It's
because I'll give you backstory. I've had situations where like a white person admitted they didn't know how to act around me, or they didn't know what jokes to make around me or whatever. I just don't understand. Like, I'm a human being also.
People don't know how to act around different, and they don't like to be told that they're acting differently like that. Like, for us, it's clear. It's the media. The media has already fucked the image.
Yeah. So
a lot of white people who don't deal with Black people maybe on a day-to-day basis, or
a lot of Black kids too.
Yeah,
a lot of Black people
but
too.
They just have this image.
So you think the media overall has fucked up any opportunity for there to be? Do you think
the media, definitely news stories, the way we have it, where even if somebody gets killed, the media wants to talk about whatever the past was of this person.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, this person was killed, but he was a drug dealer. He had marijuana in his apartment.
Right.
You know, the stupid shit they try to do, the image they try to paint. So when a lot of people turn to the media, to the news stories online now, and especially since everything is so quick and goes to your phone, and everyone's sharing everything, it doesn't really help when those types of things and news get shared. And this is what people's perception of people they don't talk to is now. And it's like it's kind of so embedded. That's why I'm not a very confrontational, angry person with like microaggressions and shit like that.
Right.
It's something I think that's like a learning experience, and not oh fuck this person. I can't blame some people for what was pushed into them to know. If they refuse to listen and change, that's when it's kind of like the different energy to me.
Do you think is it your job or do you take it upon yourself to correct people when you see something wrong?
I was at the pizza place the other day, and I saw like 3 white kids, and one of them said the N-word. They were like 2 tables away from me.
Right. And you didn't say nothing?
I didn't give a fuck.
I mean, you cared, but you didn't want to say nothing.
No, so I cared just because it just kind of like, I hear it and it kind of irks me.
Right.
It's like, am I really gonna get up and go over to these people and just start, hey, don't say that? Like,
yeah.
I feel like it would have been a bit of a different situation, especially me versus these 3 white dudes with skateboards. And I don't know if you have seen skaters fight, but they use them motherfuckers.
They always use the skateboards, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I'm just like, all right, you know what? I don't know them. I don't give a fuck about them.
Right.
it's different, especially with people I know, I know that I will see more, that I'll work with, things like that. You get told when I see something, and that's just how I am.
I can't, like, I remember in college one time I heard, I've been, there's been times I'm at parties and white kid gets too comfortable around me or something like that and we'll say the N-word. And I remember one specific time, dude was about a foot taller than me. He said it, he was drunk, and I was like, I tried to say it as polite as possible. I was like, hey man, would you mind not using the N-word? And he's like, oh, F you, like, you don't know where I'm from, boo, boo, boo. What is that about? Is that the Eminem effect? Like,
I think so. This white dude I knew in the Navy told me, if you can say it, I can say it. I told him, shut up.
Wait, what? That's what
he said that. I want to know, he never said the word during this conversation.
Do you think it's wrong for black people to use it?
No.
Do you think that we've given the word too much power?
I think yes. Definitely. I mean, obviously, I would say it this way. We didn't give it too much power. Someone else obviously gave it too much power.
Yeah.
So it where it came from in a hateful place, that there was already some power there.
Yeah.
And that's why some people say the point of it is taking it, making it ours, rebranding it, and then taking the hateful power out.
Why do you think white people want to say it so bad?
Because they can't.
There's millions of other words to use. Filipinos too. Don't forget about them. They love calling each other the N-word also.
People love the idea of doing what they can't do.
Yeah.
Or what they're told they can't do.
Right.
And people love the idea of doing that to be funny. And like a lot of those cultures, it's like that. So another thing where like that dude would be like, oh, you don't know where I'm from? Because I'll tell you, like I grew up, I've met people through other gang members I knew that had white boys in their gang that said it, and it was not an issue to not one of them niggas.
Right.
And it just could be like that for some people. And that's their perception of the word and the idea of it and the power of it. Even though there's nobody who doesn't have that knowledge.
Yeah.
I think everyone knows that there are people who don't want you to say it.
Right.
So sometimes now they can look at it as like, oh, this is the enemy, the people who don't want me to say what I can say.
Right.
Like actually look at it in a way like that. Like get super defensive, super aggressive about it.
Yeah.
And then like when you have to now confront this person, it might be that way.
Yeah.
I just can't honestly be so extremely bothered by it at all times like that. I'll address it. I'll say my piece. This person doesn't want to change.
Yeah.
I'll stop communicating with them. I'll stop speaking to them.
Now that you're out of the military, where have you seen racism in the military? Like how is it treated?
Racism is treated as, it should be ignored. Like that's how it's treated.
It should be
no one wants to hear that.
But will people be passed up on promotions or opportunities because of their race or their skin color?
I don't think as often I've seen. Okay.
Here we go.
Filipinos.
Okay.
Are the people that run the Navy.
What?
I'm about to 6'9" this interview. They have a mafia in there, dog.
What?
It's called the Filipino Mafia.
Yeah.
Ask anybody in the military about the Filipino Mafia. They will be like, yes. What it is it's a big group of, there's a large, how do I say it? There's a large group of Filipino people in the military.
Yeah.
And they love each other.
Right.
They look out for each other. They are all about each other.
Yeah.
My experience with them was I seen a lot of them in the supply area.
Yeah.
So that was where the hookups were.
Right.
Filipino people got more food than everybody else.
Yeah.
When the laundry machine was down and we were like, some people were going weeks without laundry.
Yeah.
There was no Filipino with a dirty ass on that shit.
Right.
And I knew this because my homegirl was Filipino. I used to give her my laundry, and she took it down there and got it done. Those are like they have this huge culture that exists, and I don't think it's a bad thing.
No,
I don't at all.
That's what Lawrence Fishburne was talking about.
My friend, my homeboy Jay.
Boys in the Hood.
It was my homeboy Jay. We were talking about it one time. He said, "Why don't we have that?
Yeah.
Why don't we have that?"
Right.
And I was like, "Damn, bro. Like, why don't we?"
Right.
So I remember we were like, "Yeah, we're gonna start, man. The Black Mafia.
Right.
And then during his deployment, we were growing our afros out.
Yeah. Was that part of the Black Mafia movement?
No.
Okay.
It was just like, first off, Jay always had an afro.
Right.
My chief started growing an afro.
Right.
I started growing an afro. There were just other random people, black people I didn't even speak to, growing afros. Like, we on deployment. We're just growing our hair out.
Yeah.
And one day my chief comes in and he says, they're bringing something up about people think there's a race thing going on with a lot of people growing out afros and wonder if we have ties to the Black Panther Party. Nigga, what?
Right.
So we were talking about it, and he said, yeah, it might come up where people are gonna like.
That comes from a complaint, right? That's not.
That comes from a complaint.
Somebody felt uncomfortable.
Somebody feels uncomfortable.
Filipino mafia or a white dude?
Huh? I wouldn't know.
Okay.
But none of us cut our hair, first off. Like, that was just immediately ignored. Like, completely.
So
like,
it's just a memo?
Well, yeah, whoever the
it's
fuck.
an empty threat?
Yeah, like, whoever the fuck is saying that shit, fuck them. Everybody else is just, we growing our hair back out. We chilling. That got brought up, and I remember, like, thinking back, well, on deployment, there was a big amount of black people growing their hair out, but what do you think there was a big amount of white people doing?
Right.
They were cutting their hair. They were going bald, walking around this shit.
Right.
I actually remember one night on the deployment, I walked in and everyone was watching American History X.
Right.
And it was the scene where they killed the black dude.
Yeah.
And then they came and arrested him.
Yeah.
And there, I just walk in here and I just see 5 white dudes, bald headed, sitting there, watching this dude get curb stomped. I'm like, oh hell no, this is a scary scene.
Yeah.
My homeboy,
that movie's crazy.
It is. My homeboy the next day decided to join in on cutting his hair, and I seen him.
Jay?
No, this is the white dude. White dude.
Okay.
His name was Ryler. This is my dog. Ryler comes out.
Top 5 white name of all time.
This is what I tell a lot of people. You know, like, this is my boy right here. Like, we worked together in the Navy for the entirety time that we were in on the ship. We were in the same department. We switched over to our new jobs together.
Right.
All that. We had ups and downs, you know, people, but like, this is like my white Southern Texas boots.
Right.
Votes for Trump, all that friend.
Right.
But that's my boy. I don't really care about all that, you know. So, anyways, Ryler comes out of the bathroom, and I'm standing there, and I look over. He just shaved his head bald, and he, with wide eyes, he stares at me, and does the whole getting down to get arrested from the scene.
Movie,
yeah, I was like, yo, dog, no, I don't want to do this no more.
Yeah.
Like, but main point here, like, we got told something.
Right.
We got told something nobody else did.
Right.
We were like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Black hair is a big issue in the Navy.
Mm-hmm.
Huge problem, where I just see constantly, like, if a black woman does anything to her hair,
if she walks out with like a scarf.
No, you can't.
Not
wear a
even.
scarf.
You can't even have a scarf.
No, you can't have a scarf.
That was stupid right there.
You go get singles. You change your hair color.
Yeah.
Even if it's a natural color, things like that, you're gonna be targeted. You're gonna be asked questions.
So
completely.
black. If you're
Black
ranking
women have
demographics in the Navy, black women have it the hardest.
Yes, on standards with when it comes to now with like race and everything.
Right.
I think it's a huge deal where it's not even being talked about enough about how black women are targeted with their hair. So
why now? Do you think it's just because like the norms are outdated, or do you think they're actually being targeted?
The norms are outdated, and they're being targeted. So recently, now they can have dreads. That became a thing. Of course, there's more regulations on it, how thin they can be and everything. One of my homegirls went and got dreads. Singles, everything. It was just the new standards came out for black women, and they had black women actually make the announcement with the admiral, the CNO. This is it. This is that cookout scene we talked about. He was just there. He was in there ready to partying with them. Right. They were just so excited.
Right.
And it was a big deal. Damn, like to me, like
that's so crazy. Little things like that.
They're not gonna call that a historic event.
Right.
I know they're not.
Right.
But to me, I was like, this is so good for black women. This is a step away from all the BS.
Yeah.
However, now it goes, and now you've got white women touching dreads of black women and telling them it's too thick, it's whatever.
Yeah.
Standards they don't know about yet, that they can't even understand just enough yet, telling other people what to do.
Right.
I'm hearing different stories all the time. I've heard black women tell me, like, whatever, I'm just gonna go make my hair go back to what it was. Like,
yeah.
They don't even want to put up the fight sometimes because they're just so used to it.
Defeated, yeah.
And that's terrible.
Yeah.
So, and I gotta say, like, I've never actually met a black woman in the military bad at her job. So,
yeah.
It's never like, oh, this is a bad sailor thing, I think. It's always more so like they just were like, they see something they don't understand and they just want to attack it.
Yeah.
So,
and that goes back to the whole why do white people treat black people weird? Because they don't know
they don't know.
Yeah.
And nothing. Okay, so when I first grew out my afro, the first time I started to, I had a white woman inspecting my uniform.
Yeah. And
I took my hat off during the uniform.
Yeah.
And I had hat hair.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to my hairline, by the way. So I had hat hair, and she was telling me that I needed to manage it. And I told her I just took my hat off, ma'am. Yeah. And then she says, I know that you can put things in your hair so that when you take your hat off, it'll bounce right back. I know. She said, I know black hair.
What is it, her kid? She had a black kid or something?
No. And she immediately stepped away and started inspecting the next person. My senior chief at the time, he looked at me and he was just like, good uniform. Like,
right.
He didn't give a like, I have hat hair because I have my hat on for this inspection.
Right.
Like, of course, like, when I take it off, it's going to look bad for a second.
Right.
My hair wasn't even that bad either, but it was like that last comment she had to make at the end. You
can't do this like the other slick hair that other people can do.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Them fucking white boys with their anchor cuts.
Yeah.
News anchor cuts.
You call it I call it the Phil and Lil.
The Phil and no. Some of them have Phil and Lil. Some of them had the news anchor. Chat you betchums. They would do that with the line going in the back of their head. The rule says, okay, I'm gonna give you a minute. I'm gonna get a piece of my Whopper while I wait for you to. The rule said you can go back 2 inches with that part in your hair, and you would see all these white dudes doing that.
Yeah.
And then I had like some of my black homies talking to me, be like, yeah, so I went to work today and they complained that I had the line in my hair and said I was being fattish, because what black people were doing was getting the fade, getting the part, growing their own damn natural hair.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, no, that's styling, that's bad, like, but this whole swoosh anchor shit these people are doing, that's literally the exact same haircut.
That's crazy.
Where it was okay.
Yeah.
That got brought up a lot for like a couple months. I remember people talking about it. Eventually it kind of faded out on my ship.
Yeah.
So my thing is thinking about it too is not only is it just something that comes and goes, I think it's something that comes and goes every once in a while. Yeah. And then it's like, there's hundreds of other ships out there too, probably going through it, and people not even on ships doing all the other jobs out there. Right. They go through all that kind of stuff. I think one of the like craziest things I had was like some of the black leaders who would talk about it, and they would be like, yeah, like
They knew it was bullshit.
Yeah. And it was kind of like in some situations they were hands tied.
Yeah.
Because it all goes down to what some instruction was written.
True.
And that was it.
So you talked about Ryler and how like his background was completely different from like probably someone you would meet outside. What's the craziest relationship that you made in the military?
That's crazy. I made a lot. I'm still friends with a lot of people.
What's some of the name? It doesn't have to be the number one, but like, what are some of the crazy relationships you made because of the military, and you would never talk to this person outside of that?
Well, so when I first did your podcast, I remember I talked about leaving Christianity because of really like an influence of like a close lesbian friend of mine. And you know, I don't think that at the point I was in my life just before that time, and speaking with her, I don't like that probably wouldn't have been a friendship I would have been in. Damn. Because I'm part of a whole organization that's against a part of her whole organization. Right. But in a way,
how'd that relationship bond or form?
That's my dog.
Okay.
I still talk to her. Yeah. All the time. She's driven up here just to have lunch with me. Yeah. I've driven down to San Diego, had lunch with her. Right. Hung out, birthdays, everything. Dana, I love you. She ain't allowed to say it. Yeah. A lot of the people I was real close with, I'm super, super cool with. So like that's one thing that was like a really big friendship of mine. Like that's kind of like crazy because not only was it like something where I could say it was an odd bond that I didn't know I was gonna have with her. She's Southern too, so like I don't know what it is, but Southern white people, they scare me. So I know what it is, but so yeah, she's sweet as can be.
Ropes in the pickup truck.
Nothing. No, so that's a good friendship I've had, and it's not only like odd, but it was life changing in a way when I started thinking about a lot of the different things going on in that area.
Penny Proud's in the middle. It's in boot camp, bro. What are the odds?
That's funny. That's a
gross sister.
That's a gross sister. I almost said canker sister.
Okay, so your homegirl, who else?
Yeah, definitely Ryler. That was bit of an odd one. Other than that, I could say most of the friendships I made were pretty cool.
Yeah, okay.
People are normal when you talk to them.
What's the dopest experience you had while being in the military?
There was like a 2-week period where I didn't work. I literally was.
Were you off or something or what?
I had just got out of boot camp.
Yeah, I actually do want to talk about boot camp too. Actually, let's start with boot camp first then.
Oh, okay.
Were you like, what the fuck did I get myself into? Or like, what was boot camp like for you?
So I was a 125-pound boy. Yeah. I was 18 years old, and this was literally like I considered my first time out of California. Like I've been to Vegas, I've been to Tijuana, but those are California. Yeah. So it's just in a whole nother environment randomly. Yeah. And I was like literally standing there that first night when we're all there. They were like, this is your chance to call your parents and say one last goodbye. And people were handing each other's cell phones to each other and letting people make these phone calls. Yeah. And I was standing there and I tried to call my mom. I don't remember if she answered or not, but I was just kind of like in my mind, like, dang, it's like you don't sleep the first 2 days of boot camp. Right. So I was like, what? This is starting. Like I already knew that I wasn't gonna sleep. Yeah. So I was sitting there like, okay, I sleep. Yeah. I can't do this. Yeah. So I was like getting 8 hours of sleep every night, my whole life. And here I am, like, all right, I'm about to be up for 2 days with no food. Then they had us go into a room to get our first set of uniforms. Yeah. And they were just like, strip down. Like we were lined up, boxes in front of us, put everything in the box, start grabbing out the box below you, open up the underwear, put a pair on, like giant assembly line feel. And I was just, in my mind, I was immediately like, this is too structured. Right. Like I didn't think I could really deal with that. Yeah. there's people yelling. They were not phasing anybody, like for our first taste of it. And then I remember when we finally like got to our compartment where they were like, "This is where you're gonna live."
Is it really like Full Metal Jacket though, where they're like yelling at you and shit? And
They yell, yeah, they yell.
Yeah.
They don't do too much, man. It gets softer every year.
yeah,
So, because new rules and regulations come out,
yeah,
so it gets softer and softer and softer.
right.
So, I mean, my guy in charge, he was kind of ruthless at times. Like, he said some of the funniest shit I ever heard in my life, but you can't laugh. So much. Somebody shared a meme on Facebook that said that like boot camp was the funniest time of my life, but I wasn't allowed to laugh.
You're right.
'Cause you can't laugh, but like you literally just see people. It was the first day.
Yeah.
People were just crying, crying,
Yeah.
and
Like laughing.
I just wanted to laugh.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I was like, I mean, this. What y'all think this was gonna be?
Right.
You knew you was about to do this.
Oh, you meant crying like it was hard for them, and you wanted to laugh because you were like,
I wanted to laugh.
like, come on, yo, yeah,
Like,
yeah,
yeah, we knew.
right,
But like when it first got to the point where it was like my turn, it wasn't until the third day it was my turn. Like I was the like center of attention. Like I was getting cussed out by like 6 people at once, and I'm just standing there. That shit got like real hurtful. I was like, oh damn, I see why these people is crying.
right.
And then I remember I fought back like one tear. They had me feeling like I was like really an ain't shit dude. And after that, I said, no matter what, I can't cry. I can't be weak here.
Right.
And I ain't cried another day in boot camp.
Yeah.
And back to the first night. The first night, after a full day, or after a full 2 days of just them going off, we're finally in bed. Everyone's just laying there at attention in bed. And this guy's just telling us like, basically like, get it together, you're here now. And if you can't take it, just say something and go. And he walks out. It's just dead silent.
Yeah. How many guys left?
This is what you hear. I started dying laughing. he was crying, and you know it was real. Like what was real crazy there too. So I mean, obviously, everybody was super different. The guy I was sharing a rack with, the bunk bed, the top bunk guy of mine was a Wiccan.
What does that mean?
He is like
a male witch?
Yeah.
What?
He's played witch too. I don't understand that religion too differently, but basically it would basically be what the Bible mainly referred to as pagan.
Okay.
And at this time I was a Christian.
Right.
So that was my first relationship in the Navy.
Yeah.
I had to make, because you used to have to make your bed every morning together.
Yeah.
Like it would literally be like we had to get out of bed. You had to get out of bed.
I felt it in that sigh right there.
Every
You just
morning.
relived it.
Every morning you get out of bed. You take your sheets off, everything. Take your pillow out of your pillowcase.
Yeah.
And then you had to set it all up on your bed a certain way.
Yeah.
And they would be like, you have 2 minutes to remake it. Go. And you got on it.
Yeah.
You got straight to it, and you made it. You put perfect creases in there on the corners.
Yeah.
All this stuff. There was a certain way.
Hotel.
Once the pillow's in there, fold the pillowcase this way, like like a hotel.
Yeah.
And you had to help your person with their sheets.
Right.
So that was like my first job was like working with that dude.
Wiccan, yeah.
Yeah. And he was a cool dude.
You ever cast a spell like while he was?
He probably would have. He used to go a lot, and I don't know what that shit meant. I used to always be like, oh. But
You used to call him Harry Potter or some shit?
no, I was just amazed that someone like this existed in my presence. Like it was like, okay, bro.
Yeah, were you just like, damn, you're going to hell at that point in your life?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I remember I was in charge of prayer. Like for every night we had to pray before bed. I was in charge of like the prayer.
Yeah.
And I got fired because it was lunchtime and this dude he took a peanut butter packet and a jelly packet and he put them in a little cup and he just started stirring them with his knife.
Yeah.
And everybody's dead quiet. You're not allowed to talk while we're eating. So I'm just sitting there eating. And some of it flicked out and it hit somebody in the face. And I started laughing. And then one of the ladies who was in charge of us was standing there just like pure eye contact. Right. I feel all this hate and evil in me. Like, yeah. And then she just shook her head and walked off. She didn't say a word. And then later, I remember she was like, Thompson, come here. Like, stand in front of everybody. And then she goes, you're fired. And then she just was like, you can't do this anymore. And she was like, no more talking in the galley. And I just went back and I stood there. She didn't like to, like, make us do push-ups. And the other dude did. He was all about, like, drop. Yeah. She was the opposite. They were playing, like, we were saying they were playing good petty officer, bad petty officer. Right. One of them was just like, I'm here, I don't really give a fuck. And the other one was like super like drop. That was his favorite fucking word.
I was at my brother's graduation from one of, I think it was from, he was doing when you drop out of the planes, helicopters,
skydiving.
Nah, paratrooping. So he was graduating from that, and for some reason my stepmom ended up going. My dad and my stepmom ended up going. And my stepmom is white lady and super, they're the most curious. Oh, I had no idea people ever. And my brother, he had just graduated. Like we're in this little ceremony area, and my stepmom asked like whoever, the officer, to move out the way so she can get a picture. And he's like, the dude looks down. He's like, oh, okay, all right, Desta, she's with you. and like everyone was like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, man, why don't you go and take your picture? Takes the picture, and then he's like, Desta, come here, drops, gives 50 at the graduation with all his everything on. And it's like, you don't do that, right? You don't they don't care either, huh?
No. And there's now, they've been adding rules and stuff, but it also depends like what branch you're in.
Army.
Like in the Army, yeah. I don't know what you would think like the Army should have like the best boot camp, like the most strictest with the most push-ups. Yeah. Or like the Marines. Yeah. I mean, I would say 80% of boot camp was mental. 20% was physical. It wasn't that often that you were actually like constantly working out and stuff. Yeah. So most of it was learning. Like learning rank, learning how to address people, learning how to talk, learning about different ships and different articles that you could get punished for, stuff like that. Yeah, that's mostly what boot camp was, and inspections on your uniform and how you made your bed, what you put inside your bed, how it was folded perfectly. Like that's boot camp for 2 months straight. Food fire as hell.
Oh, it was hella good.
Hella good.
Where did you didn't eat the MREs?
No.
What was you like?
There's no reason to eat MREs.
They're obsolete now.
You have a whole full capable what's it called? You have a full capable galley to eat at. Like there's people down there cooking every day. Why would they? You would eat a sack lunch, which was like, you ever get in trouble in school? Yeah. That just bread, a slice of ham, cheese, and then the mayo packet
that they provide in detention.
You got something like that with a granola bar, but that would be like if you could not make it to lunch, you would eat that. Right. But every day you had breakfast, lunch, dinner. Right. At that place.
Do you remember the best meal you had during?
Best meal I had?
Yeah, during boot camp.
Dang, you know what? I really can't think of what that was. Yeah. One time they gave us steak, and it wasn't bad.
Salisbury steak, right?
No, they gave us steak.
Yeah. Y'all was eating.
Yeah, ribeye.
All right, so after boot camp, you said was the highlight of your time in the
all right, so I was supposed to start this school. And the school was only 2 weeks long. And then there was a lot going on where they were just kind of like, well, Thanksgiving's coming up and this is happening. So your class can't start for a week. And I spent that week where Monday through Friday, I just had to muster with like the people. And they would say like, go clean. And we'd clean the whole day until 4 p.m.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the day was yours.
Yeah.
That's what I had to do for a week.
Yeah.
I mean, that thing
Like
was
bathrooms
clean. But here's the thing is you weren't allowed to be somewhere and leave it dirty.
Right.
So the place was always clean.
Right.
So we would honestly just kind of sweep for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we'd all go kind of like hang out in the bathrooms, playing games on our phone, talking, just chilling.
Yeah.
And then 4 p.m. would come by and we would just be like, cool. We'd change out of our clothes and just chill.
Yeah.
So
You were in Vegas at this time?
Huh?
You were in Vegas at this time? Where were you at this time?
I was in Great Lakes, Illinois.
Okay.
And when my school started, immediately we had to go into this Thanksgiving break. So I was barely even in that school.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember what happened. There was just like a couple more days we didn't go.
Yeah.
And I was there for almost a month, chilling, not doing nothing.
Yeah.
And then when I finally came to the ship, I was like, oh, this is lame. We working?
Yeah.
And I think that's bad. I think like things like that happening too much because there's too many people who are in there who don't want to work. It's kind of crazy. It's like there are people who don't want to go out to sea, and I don't get that.
Like, why would you join?
Like you picked a job where you knew you would do this, and then when it's time to do it, you're
Right.
like, yo, what?
Right.
That Pikachu meme just.
So Ryan, when I first met you, you was doing a lot of military jokes.
No, I wasn't.
You were doing a few military jokes. You had some military punchline. What I'm trying to get at is
I stayed out of the military.
Why?
While I was in, because I just didn't want to be bothered by nobody.
Okay.
I didn't want no one from work to come.
I got you.
and do that. I had
So why now?
I wrote one joke about being in, and I told it as if I was already out. Why now? Why now do I talk about the military?
No, you don't. You do now?
No.
That's what I'm saying. Why don't
I
you
just
now?
don't care about it.
It was so much of your life.
Just don't care about it.
I feel you. Where would you say your material does come from?
Where it comes from?
Yeah, like what's the inspiration?
Lately, what I've been doing, I showed you that message.
Yeah.
Lately, what I've been doing is like I'll if I have a day off, I'll wake up. I'll like listen to music. So I'll just sit there, listen to music for about 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I'll smoke and I'll just start typing in my phone while I listen to the music.
Yeah.
And I just type paragraphs of whatever comes to my mind while I'm just like dazed out.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And then I go back in and I'm like, okay,
This is good.
well, what's good, what's bad?
Yeah.
And I've been doing that lately a lot.
Yeah.
However, the only issue with that is it's like for every one good one, it's 4 bad ones. So it's like it feels like a waste of time.
Yeah.
But I feel like the good ones that come from it, I'm always like, this is like a good one.
Right.
Or like they might be somehow transferred into a joke for another platform in some way. So
Right.
it's not even bad either. I keep everything. And that's like, yeah.
I fell off my creative
Yeah?
shit, man. Yeah. Like
Have
that's
you tried waking up, listening to music, and smoking weed for 3 hours?
No, I don't know how you have that time, bro. That's like the one reason why I haven't done mushrooms yet. It's because I don't have time to be lit for like
8
4
hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Ain't nobody got time for all that.
Man, I don't understand these people. It's like, yeah,
You've never had a day off. You could have done mushrooms on Christmas. I don't know what you're talking
yeah, you're
about.
right. No, you're right. I could have. All right. So, what have you learned? What have you been able to apply outside in the real world from your military life?
Nothing other than
Shut up, man.
nothing.
There's nothing that you.
Nothing. I
What are your 3 biggest takeaways?
from the military.
Yes.
Motherfucker is still madly racist.
Did it change at all from the beginning to the end?
Of course, my life changed, but I don't think my life changed.
Not your life. I'm talking about the racism.
No,
it stayed the same.
It's prevalent in its own way.
Okay.
It's a forever changing little force in there.
Right.
Like there's always another way for somebody to start microaggressing everyone around them.
Right.
I don't even know if that's the way to say it.
No, you said it. Said it enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever listens,
whoever's
knows
still
what I'm saying.
listening at the 40-minute mark.
Oh man, I ain't told enough jokes in 40 minutes. Nah. See, yeah, people still racist. I see. You see how unfair the world really is. I mean, it's just as bad as it is anywhere. With like, you see the people practicing their sexism and whatever, racism or favoritism, and picking who they want to go through and do great things. You see all that.
Right.
It's no different.
Right.
Most people in the military who aren't like out deployed, their life is no different than the regular person.
Right.
They'll probably say it is and act like it is.
Right.
It's really not. Other than, can't smoke weed.
Right.
If you get in trouble at work, you're probably not gonna get. I mean, you get in trouble out of work, you're probably not gonna get in trouble at work. That's different. That's another big thing. That's a big thing.
Yeah, you get in trouble here in the military.
I get it. I get a DUI in the military.
Yeah.
I'm going through the whole court process, and I'm going through a whole process at work now.
At work too.
Where I will lose money and rank.
Right.
So it's like that kind of stuff is prevalent in those people's lives. But
right.
I just think for the most, like, there's a lot of people who might be kind of overthinking what they see when they see like the average military member walking around.
Yeah.
And it's like that media thing, that image. It's what they made of military people. It's what they made of police.
They made this whole, they're talking about like the whole Colin Kaepernick. He's disrespecting the troops. That's why we're gonna keep him out of the league.
I've met maybe 2 people who feel that way.
I met someone that was like, I'm not watching the NFL anymore because of Colin Kaepernick. It was a random person that for some reason decided. People have random conversations with me at random times, but this dude was like, I don't watch the NFL anymore because of that Kaepernick shit. Really?
I think so. Really? You know what's funny? In the military, if you're on base and you hear them call away the colors, which is the national anthem, you stop what you're doing, you stand at attention, you face either a flag and salute it, or you face the music and salute it. If you're not in a uniform, you still stop.
Base, yeah,
you still stop.
Yeah.
If you're driving, you stop.
Yeah.
You know how many people you hear when you get a 5-minute warning that goes off.
Yeah.
You see people run
to a flag?
No, they run to get inside.
Oh, so they don't
have to do it. And some of those same people who do that,
right?
I've never met not one person in the military who has ever told me I want to go out there and salute.
Right.
Like, I've never heard that.
Yeah.
But Kaepernick does what he does.
Right.
And then there's a couple people who are like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I saw this white dude the other day in a hoodie. It said, what was it? I think, stand for the anthem, kneel when you pray. Something that doesn't really need a t-shirt.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of like, all right, that's lame, dude.
Right.
You're probably a runner too. Everyone's a runner.
Right.
There's people who are just really bad at their jobs in the military. I think being bad at your job in the military is more disrespectful than not standing for a flag. Mm-hmm. And then they'll be mad. Mm-hmm. But like generally people I speak to, I've only heard 2 people who had a serious issue with it. Mm-hmm. But still say that he had his right and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, so I think the biggest issue, the people who have the biggest problem are the people who let the images be painted. They let 2 images be painted in their head. They let the image of how to treat veterans and military and the idea that everyone who's in the military is a hero, which is bullshit. And then they have that imagery of black people. Mm-hmm. So now we're here and we see a guy who says, Well, I still want to respect these people. I'm going to take a knee, but I can't stand why the black people are being treated this way.
Right.
And then these white people who are just like robots are just like, it's too much. It's too much. Lil Nas is gay. Right. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know,
cannot compute.
So it's just like they gotta wake up.
Right.
That's all it is. People just need to start paying attention. That's something I've been learning so much lately in my life. Like, I just need to pay attention to what other people are saying. I told you about it, how like I see things going on trending on Twitter that don't even bother me. Yeah. Have nothing to do with me. And I click on the hashtags or whatever, and I read what these people are saying about people I don't even know and ideas, and people talk about their feelings and thoughts. And it started making me realize, like, I'll put it this way. So, I heard a gay person say on Facebook once, he told this girl, she was like, I don't know why any gay people act so oppressed. Mm-hmm. And this gay guy who was black commented back to her, and he said, you know, people have their idea of America being perfect, and they don't think that black people have any issues. Yeah. And you get mad when they say that, but they don't know because they're not black and they don't see what you see. Yeah. So it could be the same way where you're not seeing what I see. Right. And that makes you think about the treatment of gay people. Mm-hmm. And you're like, well, they do go through things. We know that. Mm-hmm. We know that there's all these trans women being killed. Mm-hmm. Because they're trans. We know all this stuff's going on. And it kind of just like, it's starting to irk me now, where I'm just kind of like, damn, it just sucks seeing people die and not get to live their only life. That's so shitty. Yeah. So I don't know, like, it's just been like going through Twitter and doing that stuff has been like learning for me. Yeah. I learn a lot from what a lot of these people say. Like, I went to buy some
how much of it is valid though? Because I feel like there's a lot of just like trolls.
There's a lot of trolls, but you know what I'm saying? And I'm in that middle place where I find them funny, as much as I like want to hear what some other people are saying, and like things start sticking out to me. One thing that was crazy, I was getting some bath bombs for my bathtub, you know, because sometimes you just need that you time.
No, don't gloss over this. Why did you start getting? You take baths?
Once in a while I take. So
you'll sit in your own filth?
No.
You shower after?
I take a shower first.
You still, you know, you dead skin cells. There's always.
You know what bath bombs are for? Like moisturizing your skin and shit. Like if they go in, you soak in it. You're not in there scrubbing.
Ryan, who put you on the bath bombs?
Who put me on the bath bombs? Me.
Ryan.
I put me on the bath bombs.
It's just me and you and 6 other people that's listening.
I have a bath. I have a bathtub. Separate from my shower. Okay. And when I got that bathtub, I said, "Damn, I'm gonna need some bath bombs."
So wait, is it just your bathtub?
Yes, no one else uses your bathtub. It is me. It is just me.
You have your own bathroom at your place.
Yes.
You don't live with any roommates.
I have roommates, but
they don't use your shower.
No, mine's in my room. I live in the master bedroom. Recently, I just moved in there.
So someone else used to use your bath.
Yeah, and I've also cleaned it when I went in. Oh, shut up! So I went to go get the bath bombs. Right. And I went to Lush. If anyone knows, it's the people whose literal job is just to sell bath bombs. Okay. And I remember when I went in there, it was crazy because the girl who was talking to me kept saying they when she referred to anyone in the room. Right. And even though that's not something I do or will do, probably, like I think that's so respectable.
But what do you mean? Like use an example.
No, I'm saying when I came in there, she said they were looking for a bath bomb. They just got a bathtub. She kept saying they. Yeah. And then when she turned to me, she said they are gonna help you. Yeah. And now, even though that's not something I do, I thought in my mind, I was like, that's so respectable of her. Like, she cares enough to not make anybody uncomfortable that she'll just say they, a general term. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, oh, that's real. Like, I started thinking of that person, like, that's a dope person. Mm-hmm. That's somebody who cares about people. Mm-hmm. And I started noticing those kind of qualities in people now. And I started realizing just kind of how like maybe me, I don't understand the transgender people. I don't understand what they think. Mm-hmm. I don't understand the situation at all, but I do understand like that's a person trying to live their one and only life. So let me not disrespect them and be an issue in their life for no reason.
Right.
You know? That's where Twitter has gotten me.
What? Oh man.
That's been I've been up to. Now there is one group of people I just, no matter what, I would always dislike them, and that is K-pop fans.
Yo, what is your beef with K-pop?
Yo, what is my beef with K-pop?
Yeah.
You got another 50 minutes for your podcast?
What's the deal with K-pop, bro?
All right, it's these kids.
We're gonna get some unneeded hatred from Korea,
it's these
bro.
kids. First off, hold up. I'm gonna say this. Anybody interested in my Spotify playlist that comes out weekly? It's called Major Motions, where I put 21 hip hop songs up a week just for people to listen to and enjoy.
Okay.
There's a K-pop song on there this week.
So this is where you picked it. So you
I liked the song.
So you like K-pop?
I like a couple. I like one group. I heard their CD and I was like, this is actually really good.
Girl group.
There's like 4 of them.
There's like 15 people in the group.
No, there's like 4 of them.
There's 4.
There's 4 girls in this group.
Okay.
I actually
What's
really
their name?
Blackpink. I actually really enjoyed them. They got these 2 girls in there who are really good at rapping, and that's what really got me into it.
Better or worse than Megan Thee Stallion?
Oh, they are not better than Megan Thee Stallion, bro. Come on.
Where would you rank these 2 K-pop women in the female rap game?
I don't rank the women separately.
What do you mean?
We don't do that anymore. Get on Twitter, bro. Come on.
Oh, okay. All right. You don't put them against each other?
No.
They need to uplift each other?
No. Because it's the same way it's the same way you and me discussing that, like how to women, what ranking women would be like a white person coming up to you and be like, Martin Lawrence or Eddie Murphy. And you're just going to be like, why are you just ranking the black people on me? Like, you just picked them.
So are you really going to live in a world that's so PC that...
No.
I
know
have,
what you're trying to say.
I have a problem with that.
I just say like there's.
You did this to me last time.
I did
when
that
I asked
on
you,
purpose to fuck with you.
No,
yes.
I asked you last time. Who's your favorite female comic? Or yeah.
No, you asked Kiana about female comics, and I was like, nah. But that's at the same time I was talking to like 2 women who were specifically telling me like they hate that,
which is dumb to me.
To you.
But it's because you're oversensitive. Like I'm there's a
I don't sit there.
The world is overly sensitive right now, and it's and
I don't rank female rappers because I see how like.
Do you rank male rappers?
Don't want it amongst everyone, like the same.
Do you
like if I was ranking them all? If I'm ranking rappers, I keep the female rappers in there where they're ranked.
How many female rappers are in your top 10 of all time? And don't do this thing. Be honest. How many female rappers are in your top 15 rappers of all time?
No Name, Rhapsody,
1, 2,
Lauryn Hill,
3.
Mostly for her Unplugged. Everybody likes Miseducation. I'm like, Unplugged is my shit. I really like Lauryn Hill.
So 3 women are in your top 15.
I would say, yeah.
Okay, so I'm only gonna play devil's
now
advocate.
You're gonna want me to rank the 3 of them where they're at.
No. Well, that's a good one also, but 3 out of 12. That's not a great representation.
They don't even have a great representation in music.
Let me finish my point. Okay, so you out of your top 15, you have 3 women in there. Okay, so you have a huge collection to bounce from. All the other male comics. How do you know what else is out there if you only have 3 women in the top 15? That's a small amount.
I listen.
You listen to female rappers?
I listen to. So every week, every Friday or Thursday night, if I'm not doing
female
nothing,
rapper Friday.
No, I get every hip hop CD that came out, and I listen to them throughout that weekend,
like Friday
throughout that weekend,
right?
And just some people make the cut, some people don't.
Okay,
there's things I want to hear, there's things I don't.
Okay, Ryan, it's like this.
You know what I'm saying?
College football.
got your overall top 25 standings. Okay, that's every doesn't matter what league division. Okay, but out of those top 25, there's usually like 6 from the SEC. There's 2 from the Pac-12. There's 6 from the ACC. Okay, within those, each division has their own rankings as well. Okay, we're not discrediting the overall.
I don't think you're getting what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to discuss that without people, one, who genuinely have a lot of women probably in their top. Like me, like, I don't listen to, like, Cardi B or something. So people would be like, here that I would know who are big fans of her, or like Nicki and a bunch of other of these artists that I don't really listen to too much. I'd want their opinions on it, not mine.
But music is music. Women aren't going to be the only
music
ones.
is music, but you don't have to take people and just put them into another category.
It's not a different category. It's their own subcategory.
Being a woman doesn't put you in a subcategory, is what I'm saying.
What?
It does not put you in a subcategory. They don't make. It's like how people on SoundCloud were getting mad about being put in their subcategory when they were like, you can say SoundCloud all sounds the same, but Kodak and XXX don't sound the same. But they were being put into.
But they started there.
Yeah, but then what happens
is they got better.
Genuinely, you get people like Jermaine Dupri, who will just sit there and be like, oh, I don't listen to women rap because they only want to rap about partying and club shaking and all that shit. So obviously, now he has his idea and his.
That's him.
I get that, but there's more people like that. We make these conversations casual amongst ourselves. Like if right now, if you and me wanted to sit here and discuss LGBT, right, all that, I can't learn all that.
Got it.
If we wanted to discuss that, like for the public, why?
Why would we want to discuss that?
Yeah, why do we need to?
I mean, but it's not like we're exactly exposed to LGBTQ, nor does our everyday life really affect those issues, and we don't really have a lot of bearing on except for
most women in rap, especially the ones signed to labels, are meant to make music with the targeted demographic of women. So if I'm not in that targeted demographic and I don't ingest I don't ingest on too much of it myself.
So we can't listen to Tyrese. We can't listen to.
Who said? What are you even saying?
I'm saying that music is for women.
Music is not targeted towards women.
Tyrese music is for women.
Do you listen to Tyrese?
Yeah. What?
I don't. But do you?
I used to listen to Tyrese back in the day.
Don't tell people that. So listen,
fuck out of here.
No.
Signs of Love Making was an amazing song. That's targeted for women. That wasn't for me.
Okay, let me put it this way. Let me put it like, for example.
Miguel doesn't make music for men.
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't. Miguel makes music for women.
Skywalker
was for women. That's for us.
That was for
everybody. He said, "Look, there's male artists that make music for women. That doesn't make sense."
What I'm saying is, the genuine census of people who listen to a lot of that rap music, they're the ones who should be giving their opinion, not me. I don't know much about it. I don't get too deep into it because I just haven't liked a lot of the artists because it's probably just not what I listen to.
So
most of the women I listen to.
So if you don't like the song,
I can have an opinion on I don't like songs.
Okay, so
but I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here and rank all these women. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, let me think all the women who rap, because I don't honestly have too much of an opinion on too many of them. I'm not their core listening base. I don't. And if I did, and then let's say
you have an opinion though.
Let's say your show had 1 million views on it right now.
Okay.
And then you have me sit here and list out a list of top female rappers. You post that shit on Twitter. What is every black woman gonna come do?
I don't know.
They're gonna be like, they're gonna be like, what the fuck? Why are they discussing this? Their opinions, whatever. Where's the woman at? Yes. People want to see that. People care about that. That's part of the whole thing.
That's dumb to me. I asked for Ryan's opinion on.
I'm not gonna.
His.
I'm telling you.
People want to get to know you, right? So So people want to know.
And I gave you my opinion.
What your tops are. I'm
People
not saying.
don't need to know my top female rappers because I'm not putting them into another separate category.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So then that's my opinion of it. My opinion is I don't know enough to do it. And I would rather if it was somebody here who would want to maybe discuss further, like who listens to a lot of women who rap.
Could you say top 5 white comics?
No.
Why? You're half white.
Because I don't have a list of fucking top 5 white comics because I don't listen to that many white comics.
Okay. Top 5 black comics?
Yeah. They were all together on SNL. Next. Including Keenan.
Yeah.
We've been doing this for how long? And people was really trying to hate on him.
Who was hating?
Who?
Yeah.
People who posted a picture without him was hating.
Twitter. You need to stay off Twitter.
This wasn't Twitter.
Facebook.
It was everything.
Instagram.
It was other comedians too doing it.
I don't know. Comedians are the most spiteful people.
And I was just kind of like, yeah, it's true.
All right, so top 5 comics.
They were together on SNL.
So you say the top 5 comics are also top 5 black comics?
Yes.
Okay.
And let me tell you, Eddie Murphy better not disappoint me.
Oh, on his special?
I don't know what he's gonna talk. I don't want to hear about you raising 10 kids. It better be hilarious.
I don't see a way that it's not gonna be good.
We'll see. I mean, this isn't Raw.
No, I
You
know,
think
but
of it that way.
he's definitely gonna come out in an outfit like Raw.
I mean, why does that matter? That thing won't make him funnier.
It won't make him funnier, but it'll be like this is what everyone's expecting. So he's gonna.
I was just rewatching Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
And when he gets to Beverly Hills and he's just walking on the street.
Yeah.
The 2 dudes walk by him and they're all leather suits and he looks at them and he's like, I'm like, nigga. You got one of those jumpsuits.
Well, if we've learned anything today, it's the cookout has been canceled.
The cookout is canceled. It's done. We're over that.
Because of Twitter culture.
No. Because of people.
Like you.
You think people are just Twitter? Like, you know? Like,
No, but like the reason why you
I'm saying
say the top 5 female rappers in your opinion is because of Twitter.
Not just Twitter, but just people I've talked to. Genuinely, I talk to a lot of people, like all the time. They tell me these types of things too.
Okay.
I listen, I understand, and I realize now just when I want to be quiet.
Top 5 branches
Branches
of the military.
Of the military? None of them. They all have a way to be shitty in their own way.
Top 5 religions. Go.
No, none of them.
You think agnostic is the way to go?
Wait, back that shit up.
Yeah.
That spaghetti monster shit.
What the fuck is that?
So, to be recognized as a religion, I think you need 100,000 people to join your religion.
Okay.
And
is that true?
Yeah, I think that was the number.
Who's recognizing?
The government.
Okay.
So, the flying spaghetti monster joke was running through atheists for a while.
Yeah.
And it finally got to a point where they got a bunch of people.
100,000.
They pledged. It became an official religion.
How do you know this?
How do I know this? Because I read things, bro.
Twitter.
No. I read books. I Google things when I'm... You don't be up at 2 a.m.?
No.
This is where most of it happens, is 2 a.m.
Right.
This is where most of my reading of what other people's opinions are on the internet and through articles and stuff comes from. It comes from all that.
So in 2020, before we sign off, what is your big, what TikTok goal do you have?
I don't have a TikTok goal. I'm just having fun on TikTok, bro. TikTok is barely funny, Ryan. So is everything else. Look,
you just hit a milestone.
I hit almost 35,000 likes, almost 250,000 views.
35,000?
Yeah, that was wild. I was actually getting mad at first. So I posted that video. I posted a stupid video. This is where I posted that picture. I basically made a meme into a video, like face morphine.
Yeah.
White women with the Karen
That was actually
haircut.
kind of funny. I don't know why you keep saying stupid.
It is.
It's where you
it's a
morph
stupid
into
old joke.
Justin Bieber. It's hilarious.
And then it ends with a picture of Justin Bieber with the haircut.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is the haircut of women with black kids. And what was crazy?
That one is funny, actually.
What was crazy about it was it was up for 3 days and didn't get any views because I was like literally just like having fun, bored on the app, sitting at home.
Yeah.
And I was talking to Kiana. We were hanging out. Kiana Marquez, everyone. We were hanging out, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I went viral on TikTok," and she showed me, and I was like, "Dang, that's crazy." And I opened up my TikTok to show her how low I was, and I was like, "Oh, this thing only had like 1,000 views yesterday, and now it's got like 15."
Yeah.
And then she was like, "That's what happened to mine." It was a couple days later, and just like. I remember I messaged my friends and I was like, guys, like,
I think this is it.
I got like 15,000 views.
Yeah.
I was messaging everybody.
Right.
I was like, hey, like, what's crazy was like when I say like I don't have a goal on there. I'm not trying to be TikTok famous.
Yeah.
It's just the idea of one of the reasons I do comedy is like I said something that made that many people laugh.
Right.
Like somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I go into the comment sections and there's all these people commenting and they're saying, no, they name their kids things like Jaden and Navia. And then I get a notification that somebody duetted my video.
Yeah.
And there's this little mixed girl.
Yeah.
And it's a picture of her and her parents. Her mom has the haircut.
Yeah.
Her name was Navia.
Yeah.
And her brother's name was Jaden. And she was like, she posted my video in the comments, and she was just like, and that shit made me genuinely happy to see.
Right.
I was like, oh my god, like that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like that's a good laugh somebody gets to get.
Yeah.
Once I hit the 200,000 mark, the good comments stopped coming in, and then I don't know, maybe they just decided to start sending it to the Trump side of the house. There's a big Trump presence on TikTok.
Is there?
There is a huge one,
right?
And I don't get why they're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started getting. It's just a haircut. You racist.
I got a lot of hate from my dog TikTok.
You did get a lot of hate for your dog
lot of
because
hate
you
for my
were
dog today.
you were questioning why that man had his dog in the bathroom,
It was a
right?
joke.
Like, yeah,
It's just a joke.
And then they were just like, "Let him be." Like,
Yeah, you don't know. That's
first
a service
off,
dog.
honestly, that is a weird thing to do to bring your dog into
Thank
the
you.
toilet with
That's
you.
inhumane.
It was a funny video,
Thank you.
but then people just hated you.
Hated.
Same with the K-pop kids. Where this all stemmed from?
Yeah, you never even finished why you hate the cake.
Fuck K-pop
Okay,
kids.
why?
Fuck them. All right, so K-pop, right? I made a video on TikTok to let the K-pop kids know how annoying I thought they were. That was my first video to get like 1,000 views and like 200 something comments of a bunch of K-pop kids telling me the names of their favorite K-pop groups. And it pissed me off. Because you go on Twitter and you see things trending sometimes that you might be interested in.
Yeah.
And you click and you look and they have trick hashtagged you into K-pop shit.
So that's how they do it?
Last week,
So they figured out they hacked Twitter.
hashtag is trending. It's okay to be white. I was ready for a good laugh. I was ready to enjoy these Blue Lives Matters comments. I was so ready.
Right.
And I go to click on this hashtag and I see them BTS niggas dancing.
They made a song.
No. This
How
is
did
it's just what these K-pop people got trending
Yeah.
to make people be like, "Oh, what's going on with that?" But it was
Smart.
just K-pop.
They're smart.
They're just
You
marketing.
hate them because you want to be them.
They're these little ass kids marketing K-pop.
Yeah, you want
And
to
they're
be.
killing it.
They're killing it.
I don't want to be them.
Why are you mad at them?
I'm mad at these kids. Why are you doing this? Why are you being so annoying? Why are there people who are just sitting there on Twitter and you're hitting them with replies?
I don't want any hate from any K-pop community.
Fuck y'all.
I do not condone Ryan's message against K-pop at all.
I'm not against K-pop. I'm against the child slavery that K-pop is.
Now, we're not doing this. We've had such a good interview. Right, thank y'all for tuning in. All right, fuck K-pop. Oh shit, no.
Mass appeal, orange rind, smoke your green. I'm spending mine. The beat is witch's brew, but beware, this shit is potent. Coming on her face. Now there's poetry in motion. Yeah, Gambino make it work. I'm the boss, move something. Yeah, this cool fucking suits me. Swag 2 button. Yeah, these girls be acting crazy when they're dancing Black Swan. I ain't fucking at the club. Put your clothes back on. Yeah, this beat is a disaster. 9/11. This track. Rappers wanna battle me. I have to mail their heads back. In my clique, make that De Niro. So it's time to meet the fuckers. I am running this bitch. You are just a dog walker. Leaving with your girl when we last seen each other. Yeah, you fucking with the baddest like we tag team. Rihanna, fly girl on her knees. She don't wanna come near me. Yeah, my dick is too big. There's a Big Bang Theory. Got a picture in my iPhone. What do y'all think? Why y'all niggas masturbate? I'm in that Ariel pink. If I am just a rapper, man, you could've fooled me. I'm the shit. When these dudes talk, they talking bull me. Yeah. I'm down with the black girls of every single culture. Filipino, Armenian girls on my sofa. Yeah, I like a white girl. Sometimes we get together, need a thick chick though. So it's black and yellow, black and yellow. Love is a trip, but fucking is a sport. Are there Asian girls here? Minority Report. Put your team on the map. Blake Griffin on the court. Niggas biting off my tracks. Need a knife and a fork. We the illest, need a nurse. Here's the check. Grab your purse unless we fucking. Then I'll pay for all the food on the earth, man. Insane, so insane, it's an enemy of Batman.